Hey guys, it's me again, whoever might see this. My third video on this channel, I'm gonna do something different. I'm just gonna do like a normal reaction, minus the face cam, because I haven't quite figured out how to do that on my phone yet. I'm debating whether or not I even want to do that on my laptop. My fucking webcam on that thing sucks, and I don't know if I can afford another one, but we'll see how that goes. So, a few points to make before I start watching this. First of all, I'm just going to be open and honest about this right here. I've already formed my opinions. I believe Tiny Dancer. I believe Jessica Messica. And I really don't like Monty. I think he's a fucking creep. So, if you're a big fan of Monty's, and you're going to stick around for the video I'm going to do for each one of these parts, then you're just here to get angry, and that's on you, buddy. Point number 2. Monty has a decent-sized following, comparatively, on YouTube. Tiny Dancer has nothing. Okay? So we're talking about a guy with a bunch of fans going after a girl with, basically, at least to start with, nobody. Thank God some of the bigger members of our community have taken Tiny Dancer's side so she can, have a chance in this. It's kind of sus, Monty. Kind of sus. Point number 3. Also kind of sus. There were 3... I haven't got YouTube Premium yet, so I have to watch through these before I actually try to record videos on them so that I don't get ads in the middle of, trying to do my reaction. Yeah, there's the ads at the beginning and the end of the video, as usual. There's 3 different places in the middle of this video so far that have ads on them. And there's 3 different parts of this, each of them only 8 minutes long. He is monetizing the ever-living fuck out of this shit. Now, is there anything wrong with making your money and doing your thing? Absolutely not. But to this degree, when you're trying to act like all sincere and like you're the one that, is the victim in this and, you need to get this off your chest or whatever the fuck he's trying to act like, that amount of ads? Yeah, and he's been on YouTube for a while, so don't even fucking try to tell me that he doesn't know how to turn those things off, okay? I might actually just go ahead and not ever engage YouTube Premium just so I can fucking see when people do that shit, because I do think it says a little bit. It's not like concrete evidence that somebody's jackass or anything, but it does say something. So, let's get started with this, shall we?
Hey everybody, I didn't want to make this video, but it seems I have to because I've been having an ongoing situation with somebody for over a year now where...
Once again, he has a big platform. She has nothing. He has fans. She does not. He could have settled this behind the scenes.
What they do is say certain things, then they'll disappear, but they're disappearing for a reason. Some of you are aware of this certain individual that goes by the name Tiny Dancer, and she is indeed a shit disturber in the community, and some of you know why. She has been around for many years and was extremely active in many chats until a certain incident happened and she disappeared. Now, once again, some of you know exactly what that incident, or you could say incidents, are because it happened earlier this year, and I will not get into that until I do a part 2 or even a part 3 of,
Again, I remind you, each one of these fucking things is barely longer than 8 minutes. He could have easily done this all in one video.
Because one video will not suffice.
Oh, yes, it would.
Let me go ahead and start off with this. Tiny Dancer is back, but not under the name Tiny Dancer, and she just likes to talk a lot of shit, usually because she can't let things...
Now, the thing about this top goth mommy thing, that's Tipster's goth mommy. who is Tipster. Yeah, pretty decent channel, probably a hell of a lot bigger than Monty's, that happens to, cover general drama on the internet, and happens to apparently be good friends with Goth Mommy. You'll notice he's not in this yet. You know why? Because Tiny Dancer did not go to him about this and, get the bigger channel to hunt down Monty or whatever. She could do that, apparently, seeing as she is in fact Goth Mommy as well. But she's not doing that. Huh. You'd think the girl would, have some, maybe that would be showing some character, I think that shows some character on her part. She's, trying not to be the bigger bully in the situation. I can respect that.
Let's go. In fact, she is making up many of the things she says and not providing any proof because that is her MO. She loves to work this way. She'll say nasty and dangerous things about people whenever there is a large audience watching, i.e. Jessica's Messica's chat from last night, and provide no proof, then she will disappear. In fact, she loves to twist words such as make me seem if I was doxing her when in reality she doxed me, and not only once but several times. Here is her first dox on me and further proof of many more doxes. July 31st, 2021 is rather significant. The manic night of calls and screaming voicemails because I didn't answer the phone now. In hindsight, I should have saved those
Yes. Yes, you should have saved those voicemails, Monty. You know why? Because we have no fucking way in the universe of knowing that this is in fact Tiny Dancer's phone number. This could be anyone. What is that name? Is that Manitoba? Yeah, Manitoba. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything to us. So, that could be anyone. Why didn't you save those voicemails? You've been on YouTube long enough. You know how this receipt shit works, Monty. Why couldn't you save a few fucking voicemails, huh?
recordings, or rather those voice messages. But, hindsight is 2020. I didn't think this was gonna happen, all of this, so I just didn't. Then we have...
Okay, but if she's allegedly sending you all those voicemails screaming at you for not answering your phone, clearly that's already trouble, right? Isn't that pretty obvious that that'd be trouble? Man, wouldn't you want to, at least get a restraining order or some shit over that? Because that was a lot of fucking phone calls I was seeing up on the screen. If that really even was her, wouldn't you want to, get a restraining order and get her to shut up? Save the voicemails for, I don't know, legal purposes in case she does something crazy? Yeah, you'd think.
The second docs. Then, here is her lack of responsibility for anything and everything.
Okay, and Monty's gonna talk about lack of responsibility, right? Right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not lying and said in a statement above, I'm a piece of shit doxer even though it wasn't my intention. Huh. You're not gonna call that taking responsibility? Not only did she openly admit she doxed you, but she called herself a piece of shit. Yeah, that very much looks to me like owning her shit. Very much looks to me like she's owning that shit. Okay, and Monty's response, if you don't feel safe, then don't ever make someone else don't feel safe. I mean, that would be fair enough. But she's already very clearly stated that she feels like a piece of shit for doxing you. So, she wasn't trying to make you feel unsafe, obviously. I don't think she was trying to threaten you at all. I think it's the opposite. You're making a 3-part series about this woman. Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget she is a suicide baiter. She loves blaming you for everything she does because once again,
A suicide baiter is someone who who talks about how they're going to kill themselves just to get attention. What's in boldface under there is, and by the way, we're taking it for granted that these are indeed from Tiny Dancer. Like, he could have lifted this from any fucking forum anywhere for all we know. I never wanted to put you or anyone you love in danger. I'd rather kill myself than ever hurt anyone else. Okay, so is she saying she's going to kill herself to get attention? Or is she basically telling you she'd rather hurt herself than become the monster that hurts other people? Because it seems like the latter to me, and, yeah, I don't think that's suicide baiting, dude. I think you fucked up on this receipt.
she never likes to take responsibility for anything, especially her own actions.
See, I'd never kill myself over any of you. I'd never do it. So, obviously, she's not faking being suicidal. She's flat out saying she would not kill herself. That's the opposite, Monty.
Furthermore, any video that shows how screwed up she really is, especially the one of her doxing me and saying a lot of things, gets taken down. Now, let me continue into something
Hang on a
where
second.
it.
Hang on, I might be a little bit wrong. 12045 something. 12045. Can we? That's Instagram. That's not the same thing. 204. Alright, looks like it might. I just had to check and make sure he wasn't using like two different numbers or something. By the way, yeah, no, you're still doxing this number, Monty. That car covering exactly like 1.5 numbers, that's not good enough, and you fucking know it. Alright, well, alright. Maybe it's almost enough, but no, it'd be 4.5, wouldn't it? Sorry, I'm an idiot, but you know what I mean. Like, he's showing us enough. Yeah, the standard thing to do would be to black out that number entirely, but he's choosing not to black out all of it. In fact, he's leaving the area code on there, which does narrow shit down quite a bit for any internet sleuths out there that want to go and look for this shit. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's doing that on purpose. Just saying.
Typically on a weekend. She found out he was married and exacted her revenge by setting him up and getting him arrested. Some of you might say this was his karma, and sure, karma does work itself into the balance of things, but as soon as I heard this, I was done. Game over. I wasn't going to allow somebody to take me away from my mother while she's in the grips of her illness.
So if you weren't paying attention because of my big fat mouth, he's basically accusing her of telling him in confidence that she likes to get men arrested for fun. Okay, so in confidence, he says. Alright, well, where's the recording of that, Monty? Where's the screenshot? Huh? You don't get to just come on the internet and say shit like that and expect the entire goddamn world to just take you at your word for it. We're not all natural ginger. We don't believe every fucking thing we hear from you, alright? Especially not while you're already in hot water.
Their own selfish bullshit reasons, so I decided to stop any and all contact with her. I will not mention we've seen this before because I just don't want to get into it. But one thing I will say is after I heard that story, it was so troubling to me that after cutting all ties with Tiny Dancer, I did and have been searching for this guy to give my account of what she told me in confidence as a way to make things right. and I have been unsuccessful, but that doesn't mean I won't keep trying
That's
to
on loop, by
right
the way,
the
I'm pretty
wrong
sure.
of what she did to what seemingly is an innocent man. I don't know the full and whole story. All I know is that she told me
Hold on, what's that? What is that? Hold on, let me...
to right the wrong of what she did to what seemingly is an innocent man. I don't know the full and whole story. All I know is that
There. Call 00050 to listen to directly. What is that? I've never seen that before. That call 0050 or 00050, I mean. Is that anything, or I don't know. Whatever.
she told me in confidence that she set the
Oh,
man up.
those must be
And I
voicemail
don't like
numbers.
that because there are multiple cases out there of men and women being set up by
Alright, there's
people that
Monty's
they're in
name.
a relationship.
So at least we know this is in fact talking to him. If this is Tiny Dancer, it is a little obsessive, but if that's true, then yes, Tiny Dancer needs to not ever do that again. That was wrong. But at the same time, I've also seen plenty of screenshots on Tiny Dancer's Twitter of her asking him to leave her alone, and he kind of sort of still does not. Like, the last screenshot that I saw was basically she told him, okay, I'm unblocking you just this one more time because I want to know what the fuck you want. And then Monty comes in and says whatever the fuck he says. I was only half paying attention. He's basically trying to make himself, sound like he was so good to her or whatever, I think. I don't even know. My brain blocked it out from me, unfortunately. But I do very clearly remembering her telling him to fuck off, and he wouldn't fuck off. That's basically what I took away from all that. Those tweets are very much going to still be up on Twitter if you ever want to go look at them and get a better idea of what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, even if Tiny Dancer was obsessive at one point, she's not the only one in this fucking situation, okay?
With. I don't find this right. And I would rather correct a wrong than do nothing at all. So, if she has told you this story and you know who this guy is, then please contact me or him to just make things right. That's the least you can do. And last but not least,
Yeah, that's another thing about Monty. He likes to have everybody else do his work for him. Oh, if you find it, you can contact me. No, motherfucker, you're making the accusations. You go find this shit. You contact people if you want to. Alright? Stop asking your audience to do your dirty work for you.
you would never guess who she is or was with, and is one of the reasons she changed her name to Top Goth Mommy. There is always a reason if somebody is well known in the community. There's always a reason why they would change their name, because then when you start going by a different name, then people won't recognize you in said community. So she was known all over by Tiny Dancer, and there are specific reasons.
Wasn't she, like, one of his mods or something? I'm pretty sure she was. If that's the case, then yeah, I would have changed my fucking name too, buddy. It's nothing special. Yeah, people trying to make a clean slate for themselves, it's just what they do. You know? Sometimes it means they're hiding something sinister. Sometimes they're just embarrassed to admit they were a fan of a certain someone. It is what it is.
Or one main reason why she changed her name, and it is shocking. So I will leave that for another time, maybe in part 2 or even part 3, because there's a whole lot of stuff to go over and
Love
talk
me a
about,
cliffhanger.
because this well does go deep, and I will be back. Thanks for listening to this, and take care.
Yeah, he didn't, like, prove anything necessarily. I mean, the closest thing he came was those screenshots of those phone messages. And obviously that person knew who he was because they said Monty at one point. Assuming they were referring to that particular Monty. But, they could have come from anybody. There could have been another girl that was lusting after him. He has been known to be a player on the internet, so we don't know for sure that's Tiny Dancer. Everything else he said, oh, she likes to get men arrested for fun. Yeah, you gotta prove that shit. I'm sorry, you can't just make that claim. You gotta fucking prove that shit. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have kept those voicemails. Oh, you fucking think, buddy? You fucking think? How convenient you don't have those right now. Anyway, I'm gonna end this particular video. I've got 2 more to go. I'm gonna go home and do those. I hope my dad doesn't hear me like yelling at my screen and worry about me. Anyway, y'all have a good night.